guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I will be sharing with you my insights basically about the book chapter that I was reading. This book is called as The School and the Society, and I really wanted to read this chapter, The Development of Attention. So basically this book is by John Dewey. He is one of the known educator, philosopher, logician, all of that. And I have struggled with attention like many individuals, right? So I really wanted to understand and then think about why, like how to go about attention. It's a common problem and it is happening across the board, right? So I just wanted to go back and see what the earlier thinkers were talking about when they say, or when we say attention, right? So in his so the 7th chapter of this book, which deals with the development of attention, so according to him, it's not an act of will alone, rather it emerges from experience, interest, and purpose. So, and then he went on to explain how there are different stages. So, say for instance, there are 3 stages he talked about. So, the initial stage, which happened when a child is, say, less than 7 years, but closer to 7 years, and here the attention is very natural and the engagement is not disciplined, so to speak. So what happens is it's spontaneous, it's non-voluntary, and in stage 2 what happens from the ages of 8 till 11 is that there is attention is guided by the ends, the result. So the child then hold on to, okay, if I am giving my attention, so what will be the outcome? So the child begins to think in terms of what am I achieving or not achieving, right? So if I am writing about it, or if I am playing some instrument, or if I am solving a math problem, so what will be the outcome of it, right? Stage 3 is reflective or voluntary attention, which is guided by question, by problem, inquiry. So now earlier it is voluntary. In stage 2 it was more so related to the result, right? So if I do this chore, I'll get XYZ, right? And now it is about it. Once it's in stage 3, it's more about thinking, reasoning, judgment. What is the inquiry, right? From purpose, it is more towards the inquiry. It's not so much goal-oriented, but now it's inquiry-driven, right? So what happens is that here, Dewey was emphasizing that it involves thinking, reasoning, and judgment. And the key point here is that true attention happens when the child has a question of their own. So the emphasis here is that once we know from spontaneous attention to the goal-oriented or purpose-driven attention to now in this stage, the question, the student has a question or a person has a question that they want to find answers to, right? So that is what it is. And he also talks about the traditional education and the critique of it. So there are certain concerns he pointed out. So concern 1 was we are forcing attention, meaning that classroom is not, a learner in the classroom is not interested or it's not attentive. So what it leads to, sometimes if I'm calling for their attention, I want them, hey, please attention, give attention, or something like that. So that what happens is it plays towards superficial learning. They may be attentive for that duration, and then they may not end up holding that information, right? So that learning is very superficial, right? For the midterms, for the end terms, right? It does not have lasting impact, right? Another concern is that artificial motivation. So, say for instance, there is a punishment if you don't do this assignment, you might not receive the grades, right? You might fail. So, we use all those, or maybe there will be a reduction in your CP marks, class participation marks, or something like that. So, what happens is it creates an external attention. Now, the learner did not have the attention, the person of interest, and they are not interested first. They don't have the attention, and now on top of that, what we have done is we have, attention is now external. Like for the exam, we are reading. For XYZ test, we are reading, right? And then there is this concern number 3, which Dewey points out, is the memorization based learning. So say for instance, in the traditional education or education systems, what used to happen was there was this hard sciences, or which so there is no thinking involved. It's like mugging up the answers, right? Or the information, or how quickly you can retain the information, or how much you can retain. Where were we? We were at attention, how it develops over the years in an individual's life as they grow. But how about us all who are already grown ups and we are in the workforce, or we are soon be entering in the workforce, or we are in the thick of it, but we want to change, switch, do all of that. Maybe it's not interesting, and according to Dewey, if we say that attention is intrinsic, so what should we do in a world where attention is either driven by promotion, layoffs, prospects of earning money, right? Or the attention is now taken away by the social media, for instance, and always on the go lifestyle, right? So what actually is happening here is that we are not owning our attention, rather we are borrowing attention, according to Dewey. Because our focus is on what we have to do to attain a job, or to attain a living, or to complete this degree. So for that to work for us, we have to understand or explore what actually drew me into this, whatever the job is, or is there an interest underneath. Sometimes life happens and we don't have how we started or what was our reasoning no longer validates our actions now, right? So how to go about it? So in fact, if I had to look at my notes here, so the way actually warned us about this is that attention based on external pressures disappear when pressure disappears. Yeah, so now how to remedy this situation is my concern, and for that we need a shift from survival to ownership. And how do we create ownership is the question, right? Given the context and everything. So, we can remove deadline, we cannot remove the fear of not losing job if I'm not upgrading my skill sets, a fear of, not getting proper, say, placements after the degree, all of that. So we cannot remove that. But how to now work around it in such a way that it help us create or recreate attention, and that helps us in order to move from survival to ownership frame of mind. We have to again reframe our relationship with whatever we are doing, right? So say for instance, I must learn this tool. To our understanding or our reasoning should be that what this tool will help me achieve, right? And how does that in turn help me in my life, in my interests, right? So many a times people do feel stuck over what they wanted to do, what they did not want to do, all of that. So there are 3 steps to it. First is connect tasks with problem or concern. You remember stage 2, and then attach skills to meaning. Right? If I want to be a writer, how to self-edit, because it's boring task, right? Editing yourself and all of that. Or if I want to write academic papers, how to make referencing or in-text referencing interesting for myself, right? So all those are tasks, and also breaking down those big chunks of tasks into small achievable goals. So these are the 3 ways. So take, for instance, I wanted to be a writer. So I waited, and I didn't know what I want to write. I did not have the experience and the expertise, and I don't have English degree. I chose management, right? I'm teaching management. I'm writing academic work, and then what I did was slowly I started documenting my life in the form of journals and also digitally as well. And then what happened was, now I am at this point that I have started to build momentum in terms of, okay, how to self-edit myself. So to create a distance between me as a writer versus me as an editor, right? To have an objective view of things. So slowly I'm building allied skill sets that are required, So again, every individual is different. Everybody has a different way of life, but attention is what we are struggling. So I really wanted to understand attention from the point of view of Dewey, what he meant by attention, what are his stances, how to develop, and how it now aligns or with my life, and how I can shift my mind, or my when I'm scrolling or when I'm not paying attention to my manuscript. I need to snap back. Hey, come on, go back. You have a task in hand. So all those things are important, and always writing something down is the key to all of it. So I still remember I have writing every time I write a letter to myself. I write on one note, as in, okay, what I want to achieve, what I don't want to achieve, what I'm feeling like. So from time to time, I create those reflective journals. I document my life, and based on that, I had a vision for this year, or for 2025 also. I wanted to actually write a short story. I also in fact started because I had an idea in mind, but then life happens. But I don't feel pressured in that, because it's important that when we are doing so many tasks which require different attention span, time is a scarce resource, right? So yeah, so that is the take. Don't pressure yourself. Don't artificially create attention. Just align things with your life. Or if you already have a skill set, how does it help me learn? Like, there is this concept of reskilling, upskilling, cross-skilling, and all that. Think about it. Look at your life from a parachute sort of view, right? Eagle eye view, so to speak. As in, at the broader level, what do I want to achieve? Day to day, like, okay, what should I do today? And don't be too hard on yourself. That's what I want to say. Okay, see you all. Bye bye. Thank you for watching. If you are if you are still here. Okay, bye. Now I have to go. Sorry, the second portion was rushed because I had to go home. It's already 8.